Time and time again, I keep proving to myself that every time I let go wholeheartedly, God rewards me with something even greater, or at least in my books. I know that it sounds cliche, but the only reason that idea might have been overused in the first place was probably because people tested it and found that it's true. Maybe they applied it in their own lives and saw that it works. I'm new to this thing of letting people in on what's really on my mind. So if maybe I happen to be a bit vague, just bear with me a bit because I'm trying to get somewhere with this. Last month, when I shared the healing video, I was at an all-time low. After jotting down my thoughts, I felt so happy, light, and confident. Even though I did not know what was to follow, I knew exactly who holds my life. Down, but definitely not out. Putting things into perspective mentally prepared me to let go of everything that had been weighing me down, whilst trusting God to do what He does best, which is to help raise me back up again. And you'd think I'm lying if I told you that exactly 2 days after, God said, "Baby, I've got you," to remind me of His kindness, His mercy, His tender, loving care, His everlasting love and grace that I do not deserve. I was gobsmacked and taken aback at how God really works in mysterious ways. If niyalazi elaculo kodifile ntsasyon elithi athi Jesu unampona. This also reiterated a quote I've been seeing a lot lately that says, "The usefulness of a cup is in its emptiness." Because it was only when I emptied myself out that God began to fill me back up again. I was joyful and grateful, over the moon to say the least. However, if you understand the ebb and flow of life, then you'll know that all that was soon to change. And boy, just like a whirlwind or a bull in a Chinese shop, did it not. As luck would have it, I was basically back to square one, faster than I could even say testimony. This time though, I decided to carefully trace back where I had lost the plot, especially because I was coming along so nicely. Then I realized something, and that was the point at which I started being not okay is exactly the point at which I decided to leave God behind. Let me say that again. Not to condemn myself or anything, but whether consciously or subconsciously, but the point at which I decided to leave God behind was exactly the point at which I started not being okay. Why would I leave God behind if I'm a believer, you'd ask? Getting carried away, I guess. The need for control, or ukufuna ukuzenzela izinto ngokunokwam. Desperation, impatience, going with the flow, or just thinking that it won't hurt and there will be no repercussions. The list is endless, but overall, just being human and imperfect. I don't know if I'm being too optimistic, but discovering that I'm the problem is always disappointing, but great, because at least it means that partly I'm also the solution. So guess what I needed to do to get back on track again? And yep, you're right. Let go and surrender completely. Let me tell you, I know at this point it's not even believable. But listen, once again, it was only 2 days before God showed up again. Ndaqala ndazibuza uba hayi kanti nyhani uThixo lo ngumntu onjani. Phofu ke ndiyayiqonda into yoba akungomntu, but like xa siba uyeva nyhani, uyabona like ukhona, ndaqonda uba hey hayi inene sisimanga esi. Well, it's because letting go and keeping the faith is so hard, especially when there's absolutely no sign of things ever getting better. I battle with it a lot in my mind because whatever I'm usually obsessing over or hoarding is the best, and I can't comprehend losing it, even though in reality, suke sekukudala ndayiluza because it was never mine to keep to begin with. But God being God, avele athi, baby, let me show you who I really am. Mna iliso lam libona apho wena ungaboni khona. So, too, I'm just in a season in my life where I'm constantly being asked to surrender. And in turn, namge I do it. Not because it's easy or fun or because I'm expecting a reward for it, but because ngelo xesha suke kuyiyo kuphela into ekunditya ngaphakathi ukuyenza nekunditya ngaphakathi ukungayenzi. Yet each and every time after I do it, I find an immense amount of freedom and freshness waiting for me on the other side. This is what I meant in the healing video when I said I'm constantly purging. And now I do not dread it anymore. I do not shrink back in fear, disbelief, or hurt, nor do I play the victim. Instead, I welcome it, acknowledge my part in it, sit with it, and make it my friend. Then ask, what are you trying to tell me this time? By the way, I had an epiphany as I was reading this. I think I've coined the term for what I feel like God is trying to teach me in this season, and it's practicing non-attachment. Detachment is different because you don't care and you're not invested. But non-attachment is caring, being invested, giving it your all, but still not being attached to the outcome. And that's exactly what I think I'm being taught in my life right now. Practicing non-attachment with thoughts, with people, and to things. So I really don't mean to preach, but if like me you struggle with anything that's broken, that you're holding on tightly to, even though holding on to it is cutting you with the pieces, then I urge you to try this thing I've been trying. To let go and surrender all of it, as painful, as heavy, as shameful, complicated, embarrassing, bloody, disgusting, or whatever it is. And just as it is to God, God won't ask you why only now, because He knows His timing is always perfect. He knows the road has been long and tiresome, and only asks that you rest in Him just one more time. And not only would God know exactly what to do with it, but He'll also heal you, heal the situation, and lead you to healthier, more nourishing pastures. Absolute surrender. And that, dolls, has been the recurring lesson for me and theme in my life this month. To trust in the Lord with all my heart and not to lean on my own understanding. Sometimes I get it right and sometimes I don't. But as we have already established in the previous check-in video, it's all a process. It's a journey and not just a destination. We're well past the middle of the month and so much more can still change before it ends, but I'll be right back here to tell you all about it again next month. Till another check-in, from my heart straight to yours, love and light. Mwah.